Hey, what's up guys, nKuch here. With the Age of Triumph live event right around the corner, in today's video we're going to be focusing on the top 5 weapons that you absolutely must buy before the event comes around. The reason why I say this is because once it does come, these weapons will not have the same roles. On a weekly basis they will be rotating, and this brings me to the very first weapon on the list. It is the Palindrome, the formidable hand cannon that everybody knows and loves. It is the king of Crucible in my humble opinion, and I think this is honestly probably a little bit better than the AS Luna just because of the aim assist, the recoil pattern, and a bunch of other small things. Now the reason why I think this is so heavily underrated going into this live event is because a nerf is coming to hand cannons, which decreases the range by about 3 meters. If it wasn't evident enough in the past, now it's going to be ever so needed that you have rifled barrel and rangefinder. Anything that can boost your range on a hand cannon is going to be extremely clutch. I personally don't ever think this weapon is going to be sold with a better role than the one that's available now in the tower. If you don't have this weapon already, I highly recommend picking it up. Honestly, 95% of you probably already have this weapon in your inventory, mostly because it's just so blatantly awesome in PvP. Not to mention the fact that almost every single YouTuber covered this at one point or another as soon as the Rise of Iron expansion launched. That's why it's number 1 on this list, and I kind of wanted to put it in here even though it's extremely obvious for those of you who may be new or don't play PvP as often and might want to dabble your hands in Crucible a little bit later on in Destiny. If you couldn't tell already, this list is going from the most potent and OP weapons that the tower has to offer to weapons that are a little bit more under the radar and quote-unquote hidden gems. This weapon is absolutely not under any radar. It is just so prevalent in Crucible because almost everybody uses it. This is the Wormwood sidearm. Now, the role that the Future Workout representative gives you is absolutely fantastic, and all you have to do to get it is reach rank 3. So if you haven't got this already, make sure to pick it up, as a better role probably won't come around. It's got hidden hand and hand loaded, which is fantastic because you get a nice little range boost, which is nice for sidearms. As you can see in this clip demonstrated, it can just melt from practically any close to medium range, and it does so in a very quick fashion that is very controllable, and that's really all you need for a sidearm to be extremely successful and good in the Crucible. Like I said, I don't think another role is going to come around that's better than this. The only thing that you could hope for that's better is rangefinder, and I would kind of argue that that might not be better, just I guess an alternative to this version that's being sold. Next up, at the number 3 spot, we have a weapon that I absolutely love to use, and I still think it's one of the most underrated weapons in all of Destiny, and that is the Parthian Shot. I seriously cannot remember the last time I went into Crucible and saw somebody kill me with this weapon. It's just unused right now, and I don't know why, because it actually 2 bursts people very consistently. It's got Head Seeker, perfect balance down the middle, or rifled barrel, whichever you prefer, range or stability. Then it's got Rodeo in the first column, which boosts its stability even more. So as you can see, it's got quite a lot of range and stability options. Even the scopes give you better range and stability, and Head Seeker as well on a pulse rifle like this is just absolutely magical. I can't even count the number of times that I find myself 2 bursting people in the head. It's just fantastic, such a joy to use, and the main thing that I love about it is that it feels so much different to the conventional pulse rifle. Most pulses that have been meta over these past few, I guess, years now, because Destiny's so old, is kind of been a fast firing pulse rifle such as the Hawksaw, the Suros PDX, Bad Juju, that kind of stuff, and this thing is just a solid change of pace. Make sure to pick it up, the rolls are fantastic. Next up, at the number 4 spot, we have the Event Horizon sniper rifle. This is something that I admittedly have not used very much in the Rise of Iron expansion, mostly because I've had so many awesome god roll snipers drop for me that I really just simply don't need it. But it is a lot different than the typical LDR or 1000-yard stare, because it actually only has 3 in the magazine, but to compromise, it actually has a very good impact rating, which means you can actually body shot people if they're even slightly weak and kill them, and just overall you can headshot supers, one-shot them all the time. You'll never get a hit marker, and it's very snappy. I mean, it's got hidden hand and short 4Ks, two of the best possible things that you'd want on a sniper. The only thing that it's lacking is quick draw or snapshot. If you play on a Blade Dancer or any Warlock with the Ophidian aspects, that part will absolutely be taken care of. Try it out, it feels very snappy and nice to use, especially when I was trying it out this morning. Finally, at the number 5 spot of this list, I am recommending to you guys the Angel's Advocate Scout Rifle. Now, some of you might not even know what this thing is or where it came from. I was in the same boat as you guys about a week ago, but these past few days, I've been reading a lot of things on Twitter about this thing, and I tried it out this morning, gave about 5, 6, 7 games, and I actually fell in love with it. And the reason why is because it's one of the only legendary scout rifles in the game that is pretty much exactly the same as the Mida multi-tool. If you want to save yourself an exotic slot and want to pick up a legendary instead that can pretty much do the exact same thing as the Mida, this is the weapon to go with. If you're a big fan of scouts, this is also another weapon that you should absolutely pick up. And I think I'm actually going to be uploading a video tomorrow on this weapon, doing some Crucible highlights and that kind of stuff, because I was just so mind blown that I've never heard of this weapon up until a few days before the rolls were going to reset. So I kind of just clutched up there, read some Twitter reviews on it, and I'm thankful that I did. And now I'm passing this message on to you guys so you don't make the same mistake as me and kind of turn a blind eye to it. Really recommend it. I think it's just kind of one of those weapons that really changes the pace. You don't see many people in Crucible using it, and if you want to be somebody that kind of just breaks the meta and uses something different but viable at the same time, this is definitely the option to go for. I'm going to be uploading a lot of content on the raids once the actual live event goes live. I can't wait for that. I know you guys are probably really hyped to play all of the old raids again and get all of that absolutely sick armor. Stay locked to the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see all that awesome raid loot that I'll be getting. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you ended up enjoying this, or if it was helpful in any way, shape, or form, I definitely appreciate a like on the video. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all later. Peace.